Again, pharmacognosy. We are going to start the pharmacognosy. See, they are going to ask you around 11 क्वेश्चन from pharmacognosy. आपके माइंड में ये क्लियर होना चाहिए कि आपको कौन से सब्जेक्ट में से कितने क्वेश्चन आ रहे हैं. सो आपका जो जीपैट का एग्जाम होता है, जीपैट के एग्जाम में आपके 5 सेक्शंस होते हैं पेपर के. ठीक है, पहला सेक्शन होता है आपका फार्मास्यूटिकल केमिस्ट्री, तो उसमें से आपको 38 क्वेश्चन आते हैं. दूसरा सेक्शन होता है आपका फार्मास्यूटिक्स, उसमें कि आपको 38 क्वेश्चन आते हैं. तीसरा सेक्शन होता है आपका फार्माकोलॉजी, 28 क्वेश्चन आते हैं. और चौथा सेक्शन होता है आपका, फोर्थ सेक्शन आपका होता है फार्माकोग्नोसी. कोग्नोसी में से आएंगे आपको 11 क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है, और पांचवा सेक्शन होता है आपका, जो फिफ्थ सेक्शन होता है वो होता है आपका अदर सब्जेक्ट. ठीक है, सुटिक्स मतलब पूरा आ गया उसमें, फार्मास्यूटिकल इंजीनियरिंग, फिजिकल फार्मेसी, डिस्पेंसिंग फार्मेसी, इंडस्ट्रियल फार्मेसी, बायो फार्मास्यूटिक्स, सब कुछ आ गया. केमिस्ट्री मतलब उसमें क्या क्या आता है आपका, उसमें ऑर्गेनिक केमिस्ट्री आता है, मेडिसिन केमिस्ट्री आता है, उसमें फार्मास्यूटिकल एनालिसिस आता है आपका, और बायो केमिस्ट्री आता है. तो उसमें ये 38 क्वेश्चन, सुटिक्स में ये 38 क्वेश्चन, फार्माकोलॉजी में के 28, कोग्नोसी में के 11, और अदर सब्जेक्ट में जैसे स्टूडेंट्स आता है आपका, जूरिस्प्रूडेंस आता है आपका, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी आता है आपका, या फिर फार्मास्यूटिकल मैनेजमेंट, या फिर क्वालिटी एश्योरेंस, उसमें के 10 क्वेश्चंस. सो इन दिस सेशन वी विल सी द जनरल फार्माकोग्नोसी. सो अगेन दिस सेशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि ये जनरल फार्माकोग्नोसी जो है उसमें के बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. सो वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अबाउट दिस general pharmacognosy, important point from general pharmacognosy. So first of all, we see the introduction to the pharmacognosy, some historical background from pharmacognosy, because on that also they have already asked the questions. What is the history behind pharmacognosy? So if you see your books, textbooks or textbook or reference book of pharmacognosy, various scientists and their contribution and all that, then how the pharmacognosy branch was evolved. Okay, what was the background? So everything is not important, but what is important? So first, initially the pharmacognosy was known as materia medica, the literature in which the different drugs and their pharmacological actions and their uses, crude drugs and their uses was discovered in the materia medica. So initially this pharmacognosy was known as a materia medica. Okay, it was name given by Greek physician Dioscoride. He was written a one book known as the De Materia Medica. So from that pharmacognosy was evolved. Now first, who coined the term pharmacognosy? This was a question in GPAT 2019. So remember C.A. Sidler. C.A. Sidler, a medical student of Germany, he wrote his doctoral thesis, PhD thesis उसने लिखा था एनालिटिका फार्माकोग्नोस्टिका. उसकी PhD thesis का नाम था एनालिटिका फार्माकोग्नोस्टिका. Okay, C.A. Sidler. He coined the term pharmacognosy. Okay. So C.A. Sidler coined the term pharmacognosy in 1819, I think. Yes, C.A. Sidler coined the term pharmacognosy in 1819. Okay, this was in GPAT 2019. As it is question path, who coined the term pharmacognosy? C.A. Sidler. Then another scientist is there, a physician known as a patient known as a J.A. Schmidt. He is from Vienna. He written the one literature known as the Herbert der Materia Medica, and is considered as a he was the first who used the term pharmacognosy before the Sidler. इसने सिडलर से पहले भी टर्म यूज किया था फार्माकोग्नोसी, बट रिकॉग्निशन किसको मिला? C.A. सिडलर को. सो यू जस्ट हैव टू रिमेंबर who coined the term pharmacognosy. C.A. Sidler. So ancient literature was materia medica. Okay, it was written by Greek physician Dioscoride. T materia medica. C.A. Sidler coined the term pharmacognosy in his doctoral thesis known as Analytica Pharmacognostica. Okay, C.A. Sidler. Then there was another physician known as J.A. Schmidt from Vienna. He written the Lehrbach der Materia Medica, and he was the considered first time he used the term pharmacognosy before Sidler. But Sidler got recognition. उसका क्रेडिट उसको सिडलर को मिला, और सिडलर ने आपका फार्माकोग्नोसी टर्म कॉइन किया. सो यहाँ पे एक इंडस्ट्री है औरंगाबाद में, सिडलर फार्मास्यूटिकल्स. ओके, सो द नेम The Siddler Pharmaceuticals is given on the name of this scientist because he was coined the term pharmacognosy. So you have different countries will have a different medicinal system, their traditional medicinal system to heal, to cure the diseases. Okay, so China is has its own traditional system of medicine. India has its own traditional system of medicine. Germany, Tibet, okay, like Greece. So every country was having their traditional system of medicine. Now whatever system today we are following, that is known as allopathy, and most precisely that is known as a modern medicines. So it was came later, whatever modern medicine, the system of modern medicine was, so it was came later. So before that, every country has its own traditional system of medicine. Okay, so we'll see it is again important part. इसके ऊपर भी क्वेश्चन आ चुका है आपका. So different countries and their traditional medicinal countries and their traditional medicine system. So here in the first column country is there, then traditional medicine system, name of traditional medicine system, then ancient associated scientist. किसने ये साइंटिस्ट कौन सा है उसके रिलेटेड में, वो और उसके बिहाइंड थ्योरी क्या है. सो फर्स्ट वन इज चाइना. सो इन केस ऑफ चाइना, कैंपो मेडिसिनल सिस्टम वाज देयर. Okay, so the campo medicinal system, the theory behind this is nothing but the balancing between these two forces. The force of darkness is known as a yin, yin, and force of light is known as yang. Okay, so yin and yang. So if there is imbalance between these two forces, yin and yang, so that is known as a illness. Okay, so this campo medicinal system was for China, and it is based upon the balancing between these two forces, yin and yang. Okay, so sometimes they might ask you the theory behind the campo medicinal system. Then for Greece, the traditional system was Unani. So Unani system of medicine came from Greece. ग्रीस से आया है. ग्रीस में, ग्रीस कंट्री में पहले इसका था, और बाद में ये ग्रीस से मतलब कैरी किया जो अरेबियन कंट्रीज है, जैसे गल्फ गल्फ कंट्रीज. सो ग्रीस से गल्फ कंट्री में आया और गल्फ कंट्री से इंडिया में आ गया यूनानी सिस्टम ऑफ मेडिसिन. और नाउअडेज जो इट इज मोस्टली प्रैक्टिस इन द मोमेडियन कल्चर. मॉडर्न कल्चर में इसका प्रैक्टिस ज़्यादा होता है यूनानी सिस्टम ऑफ मेडिसिन. तो साइंटिस्ट एसोसिएटेड विद द यूनानी सिस्टम ऑफ मेडिसिन, हु आर द साइंटिस्ट, that is nothing but the Hippocrates, Hippocrates, Aristotle and Galen. Hippocrates, Aristotle and Galen, these are the scientists those was associated with the Unani system of medicine. Now India has its own system of medicine known as Ayurveda, and it is the oldest system of medicine. It is the oldest traditional system of medicine. सबसे पुराना है आयुर्वेदा इंडिया का. So, what is the theory behind the Ayurveda? So it is nothing but the Panchamahabhutas and Tridoshas. So treatment of Ayurveda is based upon the Panchamahabhutas and Tridoshas. Tridosha means Vata, Kapha and Pitta. Vata, Kapha and Pitta. If there is imbalance between these three doshas, so these are known as a illness, or then there is a disease. Okay, so that is a three dosha, and treatment is based upon the three doshas. So whatever clinical findings are there, means a diagnosis, that is known as a Shodhna. Okay, that is known as Shodhna. So it is checked by 8 point diagnosis is there. Okay, 8 point diagnosis like pulse diagnosis, then urine analysis. So pulse diagnosis they are known as a Nadi Pariksha. Then urine analysis is known as a Mutra um, Mutra Pariksha. Then likewise that. So Nadi Pariksha, we say 8 point diagnosis. This is nervous tissue. So nerve diagnosis. So by using pulse, they used to diagnose 8 point. They used to diagnose the disease by 8 point diagnosis. Okay, and then treatment. That is based upon the uh, that is based upon the three doshas. So Indian system of medicine was Ayurveda. Next one is Germany. So Germany has homeopathy. Germany has homeopathy system of medicine. Okay, so homeopathy system of medicine was invented by or was practiced by Samuel Hahnemann. The scientist is Samuel Hahnemann. Okay, and what is the law behind this traditional medicine system? So similibus curantur, similibus curantur. That means like cures like. Okay, so इनका एक अपना अपना theory है होम्योपैथी का कि लाइक क्यूर्स लाइक। एंड जो ड्रग मतलब आप अगर आपको उसमें जो ड्रग्स होते हैं दे आर मोस्टली फ्रॉम आइदर प्लांट ओरिजिन और फ्रॉम प्योर मिनरल ओरिजिन, and they are given in the very dilute concentration. They are known as a potency. Okay, it is known as a potency. So potency में देते हैं उसको, dilute concentration में देते हैं, and like cures like is the theory behind the treatment of homeopathy. And scientist is Samuel Hahnemann. So this question was asked in GPAT 20. So the question was like this: simile similibus curantur is the theory behind which traditional system of medicine. So that was that was homeopathy. Now Tibet has its own traditional system of medicine known as Amachi. So नाम याद रखे, ट्राई याद रखो, नाम भी याद रखा तो भी चलेगा. Then southern India, for example, in case of Kerala, in case of your Tamil Nadu, Hyderabad, Telangana. Okay, so there is one medicinal system known as Siddha. So in the southern part of India, Siddha is the traditional system of medicine. So the scientist associated with the Siddha is Sage Agastya, Agastya Muni or Agastya Rishi. उसको बोलते हैं Sage Agastya. So in this system, use of metals for the treatment, use of metals for the treatment like mercury, arsenic, gold, silver. So use of metal for the treatment of disease, that is best, that is a practice. Use of metals was practiced to treat the disease in the सिद्धा सिस्टम ऑफ मेडिसिन. चाइना में कैंपो है, ग्रीस में यूनानी है, इंडिया में आयुर्वेद है, जर्मनी में होम्योपैथी है. इसका लॉ होता है सिमिलिबिस सिमिलस सिमिली सिमिलिबस क्यूरेंटुर. और साउथर्न इंडिया में जो आपका ट्रेडिशनल सिस्टम है दैट इज नोन एज सिद्धा, उसकी उसमें क्या होता है यूज ऑफ मेटल्स फॉर द ट्रीटमेंट. ठीक है, जैसे आपका मर्क्यूरी हो गया, आपका आयरन हो गया, या फिर आपका सिल्वर गोल्ड हो गया, सिल्वर गोल्ड कॉपर दे, ये सिद्धा मेडिसिनल सिस्टम वाले ये मेटल्स यूज करते हैं ट्रीटमेंट के लिए. उसके बाद अभी ये प्रैक्टिस नहीं होता बिकॉज मेटल्स आर टू पॉइजनस, मेटल पॉइजनिंग हो जाता है उसको. So metals are too poisonous. So Siddha system is not much practiced nowadays. But it is practiced in some districts of your Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Always also practice. अभी भी प्रैक्टिस किया जाता है उसको. ठीक है, तो जीपैट में 20 में इसके बारे में क्वेश्चन आया था, जीपैट 2019 में इसके बारे में क्वेश्चन आया था. सो जस्ट this remember this. Now Ayurveda is the oldest system of traditional medicine. Okay, so diagnosis is based upon the doshas. They used to find three doshas. Okay, Vata, Pitta, Pitta and Kapha. So they used to find the problem by using checking your three doshas if there is imbalance between three doshas. So Ayurvedic therapy start with the Shodhana, that is cleaning of wounds and all that. Then Shamna means palliative treatment, and Rasayana means rejuvenation therapy. Okay. Actually, you can find a lot of literature in the book. आपके फार्माकोग्नोसी के बुक में भी इसके बारे में लिटरेचर है, लेकिन that is not important for you GPAT. Okay. So GPAT के लिए जितना पिन पॉइंट होता है उतना निकालना है. So Ayurvedic therapy start with these three things: Shodhana, Shamna, and Rasayana. Classification of crude drug. Now crude drugs. So you have different crude drugs in the. There are different ways to classify. Just we'll see. So taxonomical classification is there. Then first one is taxonomical classification. In this classification, the crude drug is arranged. Okay, the decreasing order of its okay taxonomy. First, it will describe the class. Then it will describe the order, suborder, family. Okay, subfamily, genus, then species. So that is a taxonomical classification. So examples you may refer the book. Just refer the book. You will find the example. कि इसका क्लास कौन सा है, ऑर्डर कौन सा है, सब ऑर्डर कौन सा है, फैमिली कौन सा है, जीनस कौन सा है, स्पीसीज कौन सा है. जीपैट के लिए नहीं, दैट इज नोन एज टैक्सोनॉमिकल क्लासिफिकेशन. ठीक है, लेकिन ये मालूम होना चाहिए जीपैट के लिए टैक्सोनॉमिकल क्लासिफिकेशन मतलब क्या. टैक्सोनॉमिकल क्लासिफिकेशन इज नथिंग बट द क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ crude drug based upon its class, order, family, genus and species. Okay, that is the taxonomy. Then morphological classification means what? So morphological classification is, for example, leaves, uh, leaves, then bark, then your uh, rhizomes, roots, then fruits, etc., etc. So morphological classification. Okay. Then chemical classification means what? So classification of drug based upon the chemical content. alkaloids, glycosides, tannins, terpenoids, volatile oils, fixed oils, etc., etc., etc. You know, so that is a chemical classification. Now, therapeutic classification depending upon the use of drug. For example, drugs used in the diarrhea, so anti-diarrhea, carminative, flavoring agent, astringents, okay, anti-cancer drugs, then stimulants, depressants, etc. Okay. So depending upon the therapeutic use of drug, they can be classified. That is therapeutic classification. Chemotaxonomical classification. Chemotaxonomical classification is nothing but the, for example, chemical class plus taxonomy. So it is a fusion of both chemical class plus taxonomy. So there is a chemotaxonomic classification. For example, so tropane alkaloids is the again class of drug, class of crude drugs having tropane alkaloids. So chemical. So that is fused with the that is associated with the Solanaceae family. So most of the Solanaceae family containing drug जो भी क्रूड ड्रग सोलेनेसी फैमिली में आते हैं उसके ट्रोपेन अल्कोहॉइड्स होता है. So that is a chemotaxonomic classification of drug. So such collection is known as a chemotaxonomic. तो याद रखो taxonomical classification, chemotaxonomical classification, this serotaxonomical classification. इसके बीच में कंफ्यूजन होता है, इसके बीच में क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. मतलब आपको क्वेश्चन कैसे आ सकता है कि उनको क्या करेंगे, एक 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 प्लान पकड़ेंगे, जैसे मान लीजिए कि एट्रोपाइट, तो उसका क्लास क्या है वो बोलेंगे, तो उसका ऑर्डर क्या है बोलेंगे, फैमिली क्या है सोलेनेसी, जीनस क्या है एट्रोपा, स्पीसीज क्या है एट्रोपोपेल. तो ऐसा आपको सीक्वेंस देंगे एंड बोलेंगे कि द क्लासिफिकेशन इज बेस्ड अपॉन फॉलोइंग टाइप, दिस क्लासिफिकेशन इज ऑफ फॉलोइंग टाइप, और उसमें ऑप्शन देंगे टैक्सोनॉमिकल, थेरेप्यूटिक, मॉर्फोलॉजी. सो यू शुड बी एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई. तो इसके ऊपर ऐसा भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, कभी आया नहीं लेकिन आ सकता है. दैट इज अ क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रोडक्ट. इसके ऊपर आपको बुक में, अगर बुक में एक एक पेज का इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगा, टैक्सोनॉमी के टैक्सोनॉमिकल क्लासिफिकेशन के ऊपर एक पेज का इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगा. तो उसमें सिर्फ आपको मतलब ये क्या है तो मैंने शॉर्ट में बोला है आपको, ठीक है. तो उसके ऊपर वहाँ पे एग्जांपल मिलेंगे, जैसे क्लास क्या है उसका, ऑर्डर क्या है, फैमिली क्या है, जीनस क्या है, स्पीसीज, जैसे मैंने बोला है कि एट्रोपिन, एट्रोपोपेल, ठीक है, सोलेनेसी फैमिली है, उसका जीनस है, स्पीसीज है एट्रोपोपेल, एट्रोपा एकोमिनेटा. क्लास क्या है, क्लास मतलब डाइकोटिलडोन, मोनोकोट और डाइकोट, ऑर्डर देन फैमिली, जीनस, स्पीसीज. दैट इज टैक्सोनॉमी. मॉर्फोलॉजिकल में क्या होता है कि मॉर्फोलॉजी जैसे आपका होता है जो ऑर्गेनाइज्ड ड्रग होता है, जैसे सो बार्क हो गया आपका, फ्रूट हो गया, लीव हो गया, स्टीम हो गया, bark, fruit, leaves, stem, rhizomes, then roots, classification based upon the morphology. Flower buds, जैसे रूट किसका यूज करते हैं आप, जैसे आपका जिनसिंग हो गया, तो जिनसिंग का रूट यूज. ट्यूबर्स किसका यूज करते हैं, जैसे आपका टर्मरिक हो गया, टर्मरिक इज अ ट्यूबर, ओके. देन जिंजर इज अगेन a tuber, then leaves, Vasaka leaves or coca leaves, lot of drugs are there, okay. Then bark, for example cinnamon bark or arjuna bark, lot of examples are. Then fruits, for example penal fruit, or for example your penal fruit is there, anise is there, then lot of examples are there, penal fruit, then coriander fruit, okay. So fruit, then leaves I have explained, leaves, fruits, stems, whole plant, like that. That is a morphological. Chemical classification is class, alkaloids, glycosides. Alkaloids कौन से हो गए, glycosides कौन से हो गए, tannins contain drug could name. That is a chemical classification. Therapeutic classification depending upon the use. Taxonomical classification, fusion of taxonomical classification plus chemical. That is a chemotaxonomy. Serotaxonomical classification means what? Serology is the study of antigen antibody reaction. Okay. Suppose that your body get some kind of infection or some kind of antigen in your body. So against that, your body will produce antibodies. Okay. The study of the antigen antibody reaction is nothing but the serology. Now, serotaxonomical classification means what? Taxonomy of drug plus its serologically built. Suppose if any crude drug is causing allergy to you, so that is nothing but the serology, serotaxonomical classification. So study of allergic reaction of crude drugs, that comes under the serotaxonomical classification of drug. Next part is cell inclusions. Cell inclusions, they are known as egrastic substances of plant. जो प्लांट का प्लांट के अंदर जो सेल के अंदर जो कंटेंट होते हैं, सेल इंक्लूजन जैसे कैल्शियम ऑक्साइड हो गया आपका, जैसे कैल्शियम ऑक्सलेट, कैल्शियम ऑक्सलेट हो गया, जो भी क्रिस्टल हो गया, स्टार्च ग्रेन्स हो गया. So that is a cell inclusion. Cell inclusions they are known as egrastic substances of plant. इसके ऊपर नाइपर में क्वेश्चन आता. So cell inclusions are known as egrastic substances of कौन से होते हैं इसमें? सेल इंक्लूजन. सेल के अंदर क्या क्या होता है? सेल के अंदर अंदर आपके रिजर्व फूड होते हैं. So cell inside the content of cell might be a reserve food. Okay, for example, carbohydrate, inulin, starch, cellulose, protein, and lipids. So these are the reserve substances of plant. Reserve food. ठीक है, reserve food substances. So cell inclusion में ये आता है आपका reserve food आता है. उसके बाद में excretory product आते हैं. So for example, alkaloids, glycosides, tannins, resin, latex, volatile oil, and mineral crystals, calcium oxalate crystal. So these all are the excretory product or excretory content in the cell. सेल में क्या क्या हो सकता है? रिजर्व फूड हो सकता है. So reserve food carbohydrate, inulin, cellulose, pectin, then protein, and then lipids. These are the reserve food. Okay, food material. Excretory product. Okay. Or sometimes they are also see you can see carbohydrate, inulin, starch. These are also known as the primary metabolites. Okay. So जो भी कार्बोहाइड्रेट एनर्जी के लिए लगता है, बाद में जो भी स्ट्रक्चरल कंपोनेंट है प्लांट का, सेलुलोज, जो प्रोटीन्स है, लिपिड्स बनता है प्लांट्स में. ओके, सो दे आर आल्सो नोन एज अ प्राइमरी मेटाबोलाइट. ओके, सो रिजर्व फूड प्राइमरी मेटाबोलाइट. Excretory product like alkaloids, glycoside, tannins, latex, volatile oil, mineral crystal. So they are known as a secondary metabolite. ठीक है, प्राइमरी मेटाबोलाइट क्या है कि आपका जो प्राइमरी मेटाबॉलिज्म के लिए लगता है हर एक के लिए, जैसे ह्यूमंस में भी लगता है, प्लांट में भी लगता है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट, प्रोटीन्स, लिपिड्स. ठीक है, सेलुलोज इज टाइप ऑफ कार्बोहाइड्रेट, स्टार्च इज टाइप ऑफ कार्बोहाइड्रेट, इनुलिन इज आल्सो a polymer of carbohydrate. So those are known as a primary metabolite. Okay, and excretory product like alkaloids, glycoside, tannins, resins, volatile oil, mineral crystals. They are known as they are known as a secondary metabolites. So just be clear about this. And these are nothing but the cell inclusion, egrastic plant. Then secretory product, excretory product, secretory product, like enzymes and pigments. So some plant will secrete enzymes and pigments. Pigment means coloring matter. So secretory product, reserve food, excretory product, and secretory product. They are known as a plant inclusion or cell inclusion or egrastic substance of. Now there are two kind of drug. Again classification morphologically, organized drug and unorganized drug. ठीक है, so organized drug क्या होता है? Organized drug, so it consists of organs of plant like leaves, stem, fruit, bark, roots, rhizome, etc., etc., fruits. Okay, so that is the organ of plant. So organized drug. Unorganized drug means they are not organ of plant, they are the secretion or excretory product. Okay, secretory or excretory product of plant like latex, juice, extract, resins, volatile oil, extra oil. So they are unorganized drugs. Okay. So organized drug means leaf, stem, bark, fruits and resin. Latex, juice, extract, resin, volatile oils, extra oil. They are the unorganized. So sometimes इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आता है. Okay. Now plant tissue. Okay, overview of plant tissues. Now, plant tissue is classified into two types. First one is a merismatic tissue, and second one is a permanent tissue. So, merismatic tissue again three types: apical meristem, lateral meristem, and intercalary meristem. So, merismatic tissue means the tissue having capacity to redivide. Totipotency जो होता है plant में, totipotency. You can raise a whole plant from a single cell. So that kind of tissue are known as merismatic tissue. They have capacity to redivide. Okay, so apical meristem, lateral meristem, and intracalary meristem. These are the type. Then permanent tissue कौन से? Simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. तो इसके बारे में कभी क्वेश्चन आता है. So xylem and phloem are the which kind of tissue? So they are the permanent tissue. Okay. So simple permanent tissue, complex permanent tissue. In the simple you have parenchymatic cell, parenchyma, sclerenchyma. So these are the simple permanent tissue. Fibers, sclerites, all these are the simple permanent tissue. So fibers and sclerites are the type of sclerenchyma. Cholenchyma, parenchyma, sclerenchyma. These are the simple permanent tissue. Now complex permanent tissue, xylem and phloem are the complex permanent tissue. In case of xylem, following structures you might see tracheids are there, vessels are there, then xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers. These are the structures seen in the xylem vessels. Now, in case of phloem, sieve tubes are there, companion cells are there, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. Phloem and xylem, these are the complex permanent tissue. So, इसके ऊपर भी आप पूरा फार्माकोग्नोसी में पूरा बॉटनिकल पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Everything is not much. ये बाकी इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. आपको सब क्लासिफिकेशन भी याद रखा कि परमानेंट टिश्यू कौन सा है एंड मेसेंटेरिक टिश्यू कौन सा है. ये भी याद रहा तो भी दैट इज इनफ. नाइबर में क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं. नाइबर में plant tissue are of two type. Merismatic tissue means having capacity to the divide and multiply. Okay, and ground and permanent tissue. Okay, permanent tissue कौन से? सिंपल परमानेंट टिश्यू उसमें आएगा आपका एपिडर्मिस, पैरेंकाइमा, स्क्लेरेंकाइमा, कोलिंकाइमा एंड कॉर्क. कॉम्प्लेक्स परमानेंट टिश्यू में आएगा आपका xylem, phloem, secretory structures, xylem, phloem and secretory structures. Now, if the secretion look like a milk, if fluid secretion look like a milk, okay, it is secreted by lactiferous tissue known as a milk tube. ठीक है ना. जैसे प्लांट में लेटेक्स निकलता है वैसे एक लैक्टिफेरस टिश्यू होते हैं या फिर उनको मिल्क ट्यूब भी बोलते हैं. इन द कॉम्प्लेक्स परमानेंट टिश्यू दे विल secrete a milk like secretion, not a milk like secretion or plant milk. That is a lactiferous tissue also known as milk tube. इसके बारे में क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं या फिर मेरिस्मेटिक टिश्यू के बारे में क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं. Now, माइक्रोस्कोपी ऑफ लीव. ठीक है. माइक्रोस्कोपी ऑफ लीव भी होता है, माइक्रोस्कोपी ऑफ स्टेम भी होता है, माइक्रोस्कोपी ऑफ बार्क भी होता है. बट बार्क के माइक्रोस्कोपी उतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है आपके लिए. रूट का माइक्रोस्कोपी इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है आपके लिए. स्टेम का माइक्रोस्कोपी इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं. लीफ का माइक्रोस्कोपी इम्पोर्टेंट है आपके लिए. उसमें क्या क्या आता है वो. ओके, what is stomata, what is stomatal index, what is stomatal number, what is palaceite ratio, what is vein islets number, what are vein termination number. So these definition is very important for GPAT as well as NIPE. So we'll see that. First one is nothing but the stomata. What is stomata? Stomata are nothing but the minute opening found in the epidermis of the leaf. So epidermis होता है leaf का, उसके ऊपर एक माइन्यूट ओपनिंग होता है जो आँख से नहीं दिखता आपको, माइक्रोस्कोप के नीचे दिखना पड़ता है. सो माइन्यूट ओपनिंग फाउंड इन द एपिडर्मिस. दीज आर द ओपनिंग सराउंडेड बाय किडनी शेप्ड गार्ड सेल्स. Two kidney shaped guard cells will be there surrounding the opening, and the guard cells will be surrounded with the epidermal cells. So types of stomata depends on the arrangement of guard cell and epidermal cell or subsidiary cells. ठीक है. तो ये कैसे होता है बाद में देखते हैं. नाउ स्टोमेटा इज नथिंग बट दे आर द ऑर्गन फॉर रेस्पिरेशन. दे आर द ऑर्गन फॉर रेस्पिरेशन इन द प्लांट. स्टोमेटा आर द ऑर्गन ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन इन द प्लांट. ठीक है. इसके ये लाइन है. स्टोमेटा आर नथिंग बट द माइन्यूट ओपनिंग इन द एपिडर्मिस ऑफ द लीफ. ओके, लीफ में भी होता है स्टोमेटा, स्टेम में भी हो सकता है. दीज आर नथिंग बट द ए माइन्यूट ओपनिंग सराउंडेड बाय टू किडनी शेप्ड सेल दैट इज आर नोन एज गार्ड सेल्स. टू किडनी शेप्ड सेल सराउंडिंग करता है ओपनिंग के, उसको बोलते हैं गार्ड सेल. और वो गार्ड सेल्स आर सराउंडेड बाय epidermal cells known as subsidiary cells. They are the organ for respiration for the plant. They are the most abundant in the lower epidermis of dorsiventral leaf and they are less abundant on upper epidermis of isobilateral leaf. There are three kind of leaves. There are three kind of description for leaves: dorsiventral leaf, isobilateral leaf, and submerged leaves. So dorsiventral leaf मतलब क्या? So dorsiventral leaf मतलब लोअर एपिडर्मिस में ही आपको स्टोमेटा मिलेंगे. If presence of stomata is only at lower epidermis, so that kind of leaves are known as a dorsiventral leaf. If presence of stomata is on both epidermis, upper as well as lower epidermis, then they are known as isobilateral leaves. Isobilateral leaves में दोनों भी epidermis में आपको स्टोमेटा मिल जाएंगे. dorsiventral में सिर्फ लोअर एपिडर्मिस मिल जाएंगे. याद रखो यहाँ पे what do you mean by isobilateral, what do you mean by dorsiventral. इसके बारे में क्वेश्चन में भी आ सकता है. तो isobilateral means by मतलब क्या? टू. iso मतलब सेम. तो दोनों साइड पे स्टोमेटा रहेंगे isobilateral leaves. dorsiventral means सिर्फ लोअर एपिडर्मिस पे ही आपका स्टोमेटा रहेगा. क्या होता है कि डोर्सिवेंट्रल में लोअर एपिडर्मिस में ही abundantly मिलते हैं स्टोमेटा, और आइसोबायलैटरल में अपर एपिडर्मिस में abundant मिलते हैं, मतलब अपर एपिडर्मिस में ज़्यादा स्टोमेटा होते हैं एज कम्पेयर टू लोअर एपिडर्मिस, लेकिन दोनों भी लोअर एपिडर्मिस अपर एपिडर्मिस दोनों में होते हैं, that is known as isobiotic. There are no presence of stomata in the submerged leaves. Okay, this is the organ. So what is the function of stomata? Stomata is a organ for respiration. Okay, so they have excretory function. वहाँ पे जो gases है वो excrete करेंगे. Again उसका जो बाकी के जो functions है like excretory function and all that. So they have mentioned in the books. Books में आपको दिया है stomata and its function. You can read, but that is not important. What is important for exams? So remember, plant respiration is done by using stomata. So stomata is nothing but the organ for respiration for the plant. Stomata are nothing but the mind opening. The opening is covered by two guard cells, kidney shaped guard cell, and guard cells itself they are surrounded by epidermal cells known as subsidiary cells. Okay. Then trichomes means plant hairs. Trichomes means plant hairs. So they also have some other. So these are the kind of stomata. This is opening. This is known as a stomatal opening. Stomatal opening, and this stomatal opening is surrounded by two kidney-shaped guard cells, and these guard cells are surrounded by epidermal cells or subsidiary cells. Epidermal cells को ही subsidiary cells बोलते हैं. And depending upon the arrangement of stomatal opening and guard cells, stomata are classified. Okay. So for example, in case of diastatic stomata, in case of parasitic stomata, so the stomatal opening जो है, stomatal opening. In case of parasitic stomata, if you draw a horizontal line over here, so the arrangement of guard cells and subsidiary cells. These are the guard cells, and these green color cells are the guard cells. So the arrangement of guard cells and your subsidiary cells. So arrangement of guard cells and subsidiary, they are the parallel to each other. Parallel arrangement होता है. So guard cells and subsidiary cells they are arranged parallelly in case of parasitic stomata. So guard cells and subsidiary cells they are arranged perpendicular to each other in case of parasitic stomata. So you can see this is the guard cell, green color guard cell, and this is the subsidiary cell. So obviously their arrangement is perpendicular to each other. Okay, so that is nothing but the diastatic stomata. So if the arrangement is parallel, they are known as a parasitic stomata. If arrangement is perpendicular, they are known as a diastatic stomata. Diastatic, or it is also known as a cross-celled stomata. Cross cell होता है. यहाँ पे cross arrangement है, cross cell. ये parallel cell stomata. Parasitic stomata are also known as a parallel cell stomata. I will explain the synonyms and examples. So just try to understand the arrangements. Okay. Parasitic में guard cell subsidiary cell parallel होता है. That is parasitic. Diastatic में perpendicular होता है. Next one is anisocytic. Anisocytic में क्या होता है? So anisocytic में क्या होता है कि guard cells they are surrounded by three subsidiary cells. Guard cells are surrounded by three subsidiary cells. Guard cells are surrounded by three subsidiary cells, out of which one is small. So this kind of arrangement is known as a anisocytic stomata. So if this arrangement is found in the stomata, they are known as a anisocytic stomata. The next one is a anomocytic stomata. Next one is anomocytic stomata. Anomocytic stomata किसको बोलेंगे? If guard cells are surrounded by varying number of epidermal cells or varying number of subsidiary cells. ठीक है. So varying number मतलब नंबर वेरी करता है, जैसे 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. If guard cells are surrounded by varying number of epidermal cells and out of one which is smaller than other, that is known as a anomocytic stomata. And next one class is known as a actinocytic stomata. Actinocytic में क्या होता है? See, guard cells are surrounded by circular arrangement of epidermal cell around the guard cell. So if there is circular arrangement of epidermal cell around the guard cells, then are known as a actinocytic, or they are also known as a radiate cell stomata. So there is a radiating epidermal cells over the around the guard cells. That's why they are known as radiating cell stomata or actinocytic stomata. So ये समझ में आ गया आपको? तो यहाँ पे ये जो अरेंजमेंट है, अरेंजमेंट समझ में आ गया आपको? आइडिया आता है कि व्हाट डू मीन बाय पैरासिटिक, व्हाट डू मीन बाय डायसिटिक, व्हाट डू मीन बाय अनिसोसाइटिक, व्हाट डू मीन बाय एक्टिनोसाइटिक. सो इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर नाइपर एज वेल एज जीपैट. तो इसके बारे में आपको क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं. नाउ दिस टेबल इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. So again in this table I have summarized the type of stomata, their synonyms, their features and examples of them. So this chart is again important, book में है, don't worry. So first one is diacytic stomata. Diacytic stomata, they are also known as caryophyllous stomata or labiate celled stomata. Diacytic stomata are also known as caryophyllous stomata or labiate cell stomata or cross cell stomata. Diacytic मतलब क्या? Cross cell or caryophyllous or labiate. Because this diacytic stomata, they are mostly found in the family drug containing drug belongs to family Labidae. Labidae family में ये diacytic stomata common होते हैं. That's why they are known as, sometimes they are known as labiate stomata or diacytic stomata are also known as caryophyllous or cross cell stomata. Arrangement क्या होता है इसमें? Arrangement कैसे होता है? So guard cells are surrounded by two subsidiary cells and the axis of which is perpendicular to the stomata opening. तो गार्ड सेल और इसके एपिडर्मल सेल के अरेंजमेंट में क्या होगा? ये परपेंडिकुलर होगा. ओके, so guard cells are surrounded by two subsidiary cells and axis of which is perpendicular to the stoma. That is nothing but the diacetic. So example of diacetic stomata containing drug: Vasaka, Tulsi, Spearmint, Peppermint. Okay, and they are most commonly found in the Labidae family. That's why they are known as Labiate stomata. Now second class is known as anisocytic stomata. Second class is known as anisocytic stomata, cruciferous stomata or unequal celled और सोलेनियस टाइप ऑफ स्टोमेटा. तो अनिसोसाइटिक में क्या अरेंजमेंट होता है आपको मालूम है कि देयर आर थ्री सब्सिडी सेल. ओके, थ्री सब्सिडी सेल आउट ऑफ वन व्हिच इज आउट ऑफ थ्री वन इज relatively smaller than other. So anisocytic stomata, they are also called as a cruciferous stomata or they are also known as unequal celled stomata because वो cell, or it is also known as solanaceous type of stomata because these type of stomata they are found commonly in the Solanaceae family. That's why Solanaceous type of stomata. इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आता है. So what is the arrangement over here? So guard cell guard cell is surrounded by three subsidiary cells. Amongst the one is a smaller than other. That is the arrangement. Now what are the example? So they are most commonly found in the family of Solanaceae, Compositae. Okay, Compositae family में मिलता है, Solanaceae family में मिलता है commonly. So example like Belladonna, Datura, then Hyoscyamus, Stomium and Tobacco. These are the examples of drug containing anisocytic stomata or cruciferous stomata or unequal cell stomata or solanaceous type of stomata. ये टेबल इट इज अ फ्यूजन. ठीक है, ये फ्यूजन है. ऐसा टेबल एग्जैक्टली आपको किसी भी बुक में नहीं मिलेगा. ये फ्यूजन है. सिनोनिम्स मैंने डाला है. बाकी बुक्स में कभी कभी बोले कि डायसेटिक स्टोमेटा आल्सो नोन एज क्रॉस सेल स्टोमेटा. दैट्स इट. कैरियोफाइलस का नाम नहीं देंगे, लेविएट का नाम नहीं देंगे. लेकिन मैंने यहाँ पे पूरा दो तीन बुक का फ्यूजन बना के टेबल बना. नाउ नेक्स्ट वन इज anomocytic stomata. Next one is anomocytic stomata. Anomocytic stomata are also known as ranunculus stomata or irregular celled stomata. Anomocytic stomata are also known as ranunculus or irregular celled stomata. अभी उसमें अरेंजमेंट कैसा होता है? उसमें अरेंजमेंट देखो. स्टोमा is surrounded by varying number of epidermal cell. यहाँ पे number of epidermal cells होंगे, varying number of epidermal. So this type of stomatal arrangement is found in the plants like digitalis, then eucalyptus, lobelia and neem. तो ये examples है. So anomocytic stomata or ranunculus stomata or irregular cell stomata they are found in the digitalis, eucalyptus, lobelia. तो इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ चुका है ऑलरेडी. Type of stomata found in the digitalis. That is nothing but the anomocytic stomata. ऐसा भी ऑप्शन दे सकते हैं. Type of stomata found in the type of stomata. What kind of stomata is observed in the digitalis leaves? So ऑप्शन में देंगे actinomycete, anomocytic, then ranunculus और and irregular cell. उस टाइप में आपको ऑल ऑफ द आंसर होगा. सिनोनिम्स भी आपको याद रखना है. नेक्स्ट काइंड ऑफ स्टोमेटा इज नथिंग बट द पैरेलल सेल्ड स्टोमेटा. पैरेलल सेल्ड स्टोमेटा और पैरासिटिक स्टोमेटा और rubeaceous stomata. So parasitic stomata they are also known as rubeaceous or parallel celled stomata. इसमें अरेंजमेंट क्या है? So guard cells are surrounded by two subsidiary cells and the axis of which they are parallel to each other. The axis of which is parallel to the stomata. तो ये parasitic मतलब parallel cell stomata. Diacetic मतलब cross cell stomata. इसमें और इसमें diacetic में perpendicular axis होता है उसका and parallel में parallel cell और parasitic में parallel होता है. So these kind of stomata are found in the senna, coca and rubiaceous plant. senna और coca के बारे में बहुत बार नाइपर में पूछा है. senna consists of which kind of stomata? It is a parasitic. coca में parasitic होता है. वसका में तुलसी में और स्पर्मेट में डायसिटिक होता है. next one is known as actinocytic. रेडिएट सेल्ड स्टोमेटा. एक्टिनोसाइटिक स्टोमेटा और रेडिएट सेल्ड स्टोमेटा. उसमें क्या होगा, इस गार्ड सेल्स आर सराउंडेड बाय सर्कल और रेडिएटिंग सेल्स. सर्कल ऑफ epidermal cell. Stomata is surrounded by circle of epidermal cell. Radiate celled stomata or actinocytic stomata. They are found in this plant. Next type of stomata is a specialized type of stomata known as a sunken type of stomata. Sunken type of stomata. Next, so this type of stomata is mostly found in the plant which are growing in the desert. जो डेजर्ट में जो प्लांट होते हैं जैसे आपका इपिट्रा, ओलियंडर, these plant they used to grow in the desert. Ipitra, agave and oleander. So to prevent the water loss. So specialized type of stomata to prevent the excessive water loss in the desert. So this is a specialized type of stomata. Microscopic characteristic of your Ipitra plant. Sunken type of stomata. याद रखो ये table again ये table थोड़ा सा important है. This table you have to learn by heart. Stomata feature and for diacetic मतलब क्या कैरोबाइलस क्रॉस सेल. और इसमें अरेंजमेंट क्या होगा, गार्ड सेल्स एंड जो आपका सबसेट सेल है उसका अरेंजमेंट यहाँ पे पेंडिकुलर होगा. ठीक है. अनिसोसाइटिक, प्रोसिपेरस और अनइक्वल सेल सोलेनेसी फैमिली में कॉमनली पाया जाता है. अनोमोसाइटिक, राउंडकुलेसियस और इरेगुलर सेल. तो यहाँ पे तीन गार्ड सेल्स विल बी सराउंडेड बाय रिंग नंबर ऑफ सेल्स. मतलब पैरेलल सेल स्टोमेटा. यहाँ पे अरेंजमेंट पैरेलल होगा. संकन मतलब स्पेशलाइज्ड टाइप ऑफ स्टोमेटा. याद रखो आप, इसके बारे में क्वेश्चन आता है. नेक्स्ट पार्ट. सो ट्राइकोम्स आर आल्सो नोन एज अ प्लांट हेयर्स. ट्राइकोम्स क्या होते हैं, प्लांट हेयर होते हैं. ट्राइकोम्स क्या होते हैं, तो ट्राइकोम आल्सो हैज अ, ट्राइकोम्स क्या है, प्लांट हेयर्स. ट्राइकोम आल्सो हैव डिफरेंट फंक्शन इन द प्लांट. फॉर एग्जांपल प्रोटेक्टिव फंक्शन और सीक्रेटरी फंक्शन. कुछ ट्राइकोम्स जो होते हैं ग्लैंडुलर ट्राइकोम्स, दे यूज टू सीक्रेट सम विस्कस to granular trichomes secretion and production. कैसे production मतलब they will produce a plant from herbivorous animals and herbivorous insects, not from animals, insects. They will protect the function, the productive function. So depending upon the arrangement, okay, depending upon the arrangement, they are known as a covering trichome or granular trichome. कवरिंग ट्राइकोम बोलते हैं जो कवर करता है प्लांट को. ग्रैनुलर ट्राइकोम बोलते हैं जो सीक्रेट करता है. ट्राइकोस में भी आइदर यूनिसेलुलर मतलब एक सेल होगा और मल्टी सेलुलर मतलब सेल होगा. ये यूनिसेलुलर होगा आपका, किस सेल है, ये मल्टी सेलुलर होगा आपका, स्टर सेल है. सो यूनिसेलुलर मल्टी सेलुलर. ट्राइकोम में भी आइदर यूनिसेलुलर मल्टी सेलुलर, यूनिसीरिएट मल्टी सीरिएट. यूनिसीरिएट मतलब उनका जो अपेक्स है सीरिएशंस, अपेक्स जो होता है सीरिएशंस उसमें एक ही रहा है. If it has one seriation, it is known as uniseriate. If it has a multi-seriation, it is known as a multi-seriate. देखो ये multi-seriate है. नुकीलेटो जो होती है उसको अगर एक ही है तो उसको बोले uniseriate, अगर ज़्यादा है तो multi-seriate. So there are different form of these trichomes. So these are the types of covering trichome. आपको ये covering trichome में मिलेंगे. different shapes होते हैं उसके, जैसे ये shapes होते हैं, different shapes of trichome. So each and everything is not important. But you should remember some important shapes like this like that type of trichome is present in some plant, or pellet type of trichome. Shapes are important because these are the some these kind of trichomes are the characteristics of particular plant. ये shapes दिए हैं trichomes. ये हो गया candelabra type of trichome. This kind of shape is known as a candelabra type of trichomes. This is the specific characteristic of microscopical characteristic of plant known as a digitalis. के लिए plant है, digitalis plant के लिए उसको adulterant बोल के यूज करते हैं. The name of plant is Verbascum thapsus. So Verbascum thapsus consists of a candelabra type of trichome. And the Verbascum thapsus is used as a adulterant for the digitalis. And you can easily identify whether your digitalis is adulterated with Verbascum thapsus or not by using microscopy. Just to find out the trichomes. So if there is the presence of candelabra trichome, so you can conclude that your digitalis is adulterated with Verbascum thapsus. Another type of trichome known as the T-shaped trichome. T-shaped trichomes. And T-shaped trichomes are found in the pyrethrum. Pyrethrum का जो plant होगा उसमें T-shaped trichomes होते हैं. So these are the different arrangement of cells, the trichomes. Okay, so हमें देख लेंगे. So different types of trichomes. So types of trichome and example. First, covering trichomes. Covering trichomes, they might be either unicellular or multiple. This linear, strongly walled, thick walled trichome are found in the Yerba Santa. Then linear, this is the name of plant. Linear, thick walled watery, they are found in the Daminia plant. Short conical, they are found in the tea plant. Large conical, longitudinally straighted trichomes are found in the Lobelia. In the long tubular flattened twisted trichome in the cotton. Lignified trichome found in the Nuxomica. This is important. Lignified trichome found in the Nuxomica. ये important part है अपना. Lignified trichomes are found in the Nuxomica plant. Nuxomica का जो plant जो seed होता है Nuxomica plant seed, उसमें lignified trichomes होते हैं. Lignified मतलब क्या? उसमें एक lignin रहेगा. Lignin नाम का एक polymer रहेगा. Lignin. So when you treat something which is lignified with your fluoroquinolone and HCl, so it will get stained as a pink color. So pink color या फिर violet color का वो आपको मिल जाएगा. ठीक है, pink color mostly pink color का. So lignin plus fluoroquinolone plus HCl will give you pink color. So if you try to stain Nuxomica with fluoroquinolone and HCl, so you will get a pink color in the trichomes. So the covering type of trichome which are the pink in the color if treated with the HCl. And next one is short type of conical type of watery trichome found in the senna plant में ये बाकी सब कुछ important नहीं है, but say one is a multicellular trichome. Now this table is important. Okay, table is important. Multicellular trichomes. क्या है? Different types होते हैं. Esic bicellular conical. These type of trichomes are found in the Datura. Datura is also plant as uniseriate bicellular conical. Biseriate trichomes are the characteristic of Candidula officinalis. Biseriate trichomes are found in the fern plant. Okay, this part is most important because नीचे वाला जो multicellular branch trichome. Multicellular trichome है उस state है तो वो अलग है branch trichome. So multicellular branching of trichomes will form a particular shapes depending on that shape. So that shape characteristic of tube plant में ये characteristics होता है. इससे आपका ये फर्स्ट हो जाए stellate और star shaped. Stellate और star shaped trichomes are present in the Hanamelis plant. Hanamelis plant में आपका stellate type का trichomes होता है. Pellet type का किसमें होगा? Pellet और shield type. और shield type cascarilla. Then candelabra type of trichomes are present in the this rosemary and verbascum thapsus. Then T-shaped trichomes are found in the trunk. So ये last वाला जो portion है वो important है. Second वाला ठीक है. For example this ये second वाला जो है वो important है. Multicellular branch trichomes, stellate or star shaped found in the Hanamelis or Kamala. Then pellet or shield shaped जिससे आपका ढाल होता है उस type का found in the Cascarilla. Candelabra type of trichome, Verbascum thapsus and rosemary. This Verbascum thapsus is also used as adapter for digitalis plant. T-shaped trichomes are found in the pyrethrum. इसके बारे में 2-3 बार क्वेश्चन पूछा है. This part is some crude drugs and their storage condition. ठीक है. So there are different मतलब the quality of drug can be affected by different quality of drug can be affected by the method of cultivation, the time of cultivation, then the time of the storage condition etc. ठीक है. जैसे अगर कोई कंडीशन है कल्टीवेशन का, जैसे बोला है कि कल्टीवेट करने के लिए ओपियम, तो ओपियम latex is cultivated in the cold seasons. विंटर में उसका कल्टीवेट करना है बिकॉज विंटर सीजन में उसका कंटेंट जो है अल्कोहल का कंटेंट वो हाईएस्ट होता है. So if you cultivate that if you collect that morphine alkaloid or opium alkaloids in the summer at that time it will have less alkaloid content. Cultivation parameter collection time is very important for the crude drug to preserve the potency of drug. Okay, so likewise some crude drugs and their storage condition. So storage condition is also important. Presence of moisture is also important. कितना moisture होना चाहिए, ज़्यादा moisture होगा तो hydrolysis हो सकता है. So this chart is again important. So drug and storage condition. So cascara saccharida, it is collected at least one year before. एक साल पहले ही उसको कलेक्ट करना है. अगर आपको ये साल में 2021 में यूज करना है तो 2020 में ही कलेक्ट करना है. 2024 में यूज करना है तो 2023 में कलेक्ट. Digital is the next one. Digital is belladonna, AIIMS and Stomata. So these plants should be preserved in the dry place or airtight container to prevent the loss of active drug enzymatic catalysis. And cod liver oil to protect this from light to prevent the decomposition of vitamin A. Cod liver oil में क्या होता है? Vitamin A होता है. The decomposition of you have to protect it from light. Coffee. So coffee protect from heat. Caffeine is lost by overheating. So अगर उसका टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा होगा तो कैफीन लॉस हो जाएगा. But उसके लिए स्पेशल स्टोरेज कंडीशन होता है. अगर प्रोटेक्ट फ्रॉम मोल्ड्स, protect from fungus. मतलब fungus. So arbor itself is also fungus, but protect from fungus. इसके ऊपर मोल्ड या उसका ग्रोथ हो सकता है, अटैक हो सकता है. From moisture. These are the examples of crude drugs and their storage condition. Because improper storage of this drug will affect the quality of drug. We'll see the analytical pharmacognosy. Drug adulteration is a drug adulteration. Remember by drug adulteration, substitution original crude drug by partly or wholly with the similar looking substance, or that substance may be either free or inferior in the chemical or therapeutic properties. Adulteration मतलब क्या है? Adulteration मतलब भेसळ. भेसळ करना है. भेसळ किसका करते हैं? जिसका डिमांड ज़्यादा होता है. जैसे आपका ग्राउंड नट, अगर आप देखिए, आप अगर किराना की दुकान में जाके एक या 2 किलो शेंगदाने लाते ग्राउंड नट्स, तो उसमें आप घर पे आके देखते हो उसको कि उसमें कुछ पत्थर मिलेंगे आपको उसी शेप के. The stones shaped like groundnut, they are used as an adulterant for the groundnuts. Okay, क्योंकि ग्राउंडनट्स का वैल्यू ज़्यादा है कि शेंगदाने आपको मार्केट में कितने में मिलेंगे? 45 और 50 रुपीज़ पर किलो. अगर हर एक शेंगदाने हर एक नट का वेट होता है बहुत कम होता है, लेकिन उसी शेप का उसी साइज का अगर पत्थर यूज करेंगे उसमें, उसका वेट कम से कम 4 या 5 नट इतना होता है. ओके, सो आपने ऐसे 10-12 पत्थर भी डाल दिए 1 किलो ग्राउंड नट में, तो आपका कम से कम बहुत सारा नट्स बच जाएगा. सो दैट इज फॉर प्रॉफिट दे यूज टू अडल्ट्रेट द ग्राउंड नट विद द stones. So adulteration means what? Substitution of original crude drug partly or wholly with the similar looking substance, or that substance may be either free from the chemical compound or inferior in the chemical or therapeutic value. These are known as adulteration. Adulteration may be of different type. So what are the different types? So first one is a substitution with substandard commercial variety. Substitution with the superficially similar but inferior drug. Substitution with the artificially manufactured substance, and substitution with the exhausted drug. Example मैं बोलता हूँ आपको. So substitution with the substandard commercial variety. For example, Casia senna. Casia angustifolia is the original senna drug. So if you substitute that Casia senna with Casia senna variety, which is a substandard commercial variety, that is the example of this type of adulteration. Then substitution with superficially similar but inferior drug. सुपरफिशियल सिमिलर पर इंफीरियर ड्रग. तो इसमें क्या होता है कि आपका कोरिएंडर ड्रग है, कोरिएंडर फ्रूट्स है, तो सिमिलर काइंड ऑफ कोरिएंडर फ्रूट्स रहेंगे, लेकिन वो इंफीरियर रहेंगे, उसमें वोलेटाइल ऑयल कंटेंट कम रहेगा. So वो externally they will look similar. Substitution with artificially manufactured substance. This type of adulteration is done mostly for honey, saffron and all that. ठीक है. So honey में क्या होता है कि pure honey is obtained from honey comb. Okay, but it is substituted, it is adulterated with the artificially manufactured substance. For example, inverted sugar. Inverted sugar is added in the honey as adulterant. There is one specific test for that. Friday test is used to identify the adulteration of honey with artificial sugar. Then substitution of drug with exhausted drug. क्लोव आपका जो लवंग होता है, लवंग आपने लिया मार्केट से और आप घर पे आके क्या करो, उसको चेक करो पानी में डाल के डालो उसको। मोस्ट ऑफ द क्लोव शुड सिंक इन द वाटर, सिंक होना चाहिए उसमें वाटर में, मतलब तैरना चाहिए। जो एग्जॉस्टेड क्लोव होता है वो बॉटम में जाके बैठ जाएगा, because exhausted cloves are nothing but the clove from which volatile oil has been extracted. So that is the substitution of drug with exhausted drug. These are the different kind of बुक है यहाँ पे, नाम है आपका फार्माकोग्नोसी बाय मोहम्मद अली।